If you're looking for a holster designed specifically for appendix carry, stick around. I'm going to tell you why this Velo holster from Tenicor is an ideal option for appendix carry. Now, you may be familiar with Tenicor from the training side of things. They've been providing training programs for quite some time, but only as of a few years ago, they started releasing holsters into the market. But this one, the Velo, is designed specifically for appendix carry. And so what makes it ideal for appendix carry? First off, it's made out of Kydex, so the mouth of the holster isn't going to collapse when you draw the gun. You'll be able to reholster the gun without an issue. And also, not just for appendix carry, but in general, 2 mounting points is always better than 1 when it comes to the holster, no matter where you mount it. It really keeps it from rotating like this on your belt. So you'll find if you go with 2 clips, it'll be vastly superior than any 1-clip holster, bar none. But these clips, you can either get it with clips or you can get soft loops or closed loops. But these T1 clips are designed specifically for Tenicor by a company called Discrete Carry Concepts, and all they do is make clips. These clips are not your average steel clips that you see on nearly every holster out there. They are made out of steel, they're spring steel like that, but what they have here is a little lip underneath. Okay, you see that little kind of tang that comes back, and that clips right under your belt. So the drawback with the other clips, and why I really dislike clips, is that sometimes you can pull the whole holster off your belt because those clips just aren't strong enough. These, I cannot pull the holster off my belt. It goes up under your belt, and it's actually somewhat difficult to get it off when you do want to take it off. You'll also see right here this raised part, all right? And chances are you've seen claws, concealment claws and wings on other holsters. This is kind of Tenicor's idea or concept of that without having something protrudes out. Same concept. This raised part is there to push against the backside of your belt to kind of torque the butt of the gun in towards your body, thus concealing it a little bit better. We all know that it's not the length of the barrel that's tough to conceal, right? It's the length of the grip. And the longer the grip is, the harder it is, unless you can torque that back in towards the body. So we'll flip over to the other side. You'll immediately see this wedge part right here, okay? And that's designed a specific way. Well, what this wedge does is it actually kicks or cants the barrel of the gun or the muzzle away from the body and the grip of the gun in towards the body. So in addition to this bar torquing it in, this is torquing it in this way, right? And so it really aids in concealment. This slant is there for a reason. There are a few holsters that incorporate a wedge, but it's a flat wedge. This angle design is perfect because what it does is, instead of, imagine this is your body, it sits flush against your body. If it weren't, when this would kick in, you would end up having like a leading edge resting against your body, and all that pressure of the holster would be on this one single edge instead of spread across here, so it makes it more comfortable. Other than that, you know, it's your typical Kydex holster. Has a little bit of a sweat guard that comes up. It's cut ready for an optic. You can put suppressor height sights on this. You're not going to have any issues. You can fit a threaded barrel through here and everything like that. So you'll also see that on here it says P320R. So it's P320 right-handed holster. This is designed to fit the full size, the carry size, and the compact size. Now, you might say, well, why, if I'm carrying a compact P320, I don't want all this extra length. Okay, I have a compact P320 right here. It's clear, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the mag well. All right, so you can see right here that this compact doesn't go all the way down, right? And like I said, you're probably like, I don't want this extra length. Here's the thing. When you start getting a smaller gun, and I found this over time, when you start getting a smaller gun as far as length of the barrel, there's a tendency, depending on how high you ride the holster, for that holster, when you're bending and moving around throughout the day, to kind of push out over your belt and kind of lean out, okay? Just because there's not a lot of leverage down here with the barrel length or the slide length. So what ends up happening is when you elongate the holster, first of all, it eliminates that tendency for it to push outside over your belt. Also, it spreads that the pressure that's from that gun over a wider area, and so that makes it more comfortable. It also moves the wedge further down, which gives it more leverage to conceal the gun. Okay, so there's a method behind not having a smaller holster. Sure, you can get a smaller holster, and there are some people that might need a smaller holster just because the distance from their waist to where their groin is only so far, and having a longer holster, a longer gun isn't ideal. It bothers them. But for most people, and I'm only 5'7", for most people, this size you can conceal very easily, and this is a full size. This would fit a full size slide length, right? So that's the concept behind leaving it this long. A couple things that surprised me about this holster. First off, the clips. Now, I prefer loops, on all of my holsters. I'd rather have a snap loop. However, these clips are awesome. I didn't feel like I had any less control over the gun, or the gun was less secure on my belt using these clips than I would at my traditional snaps. Another thing is this wedge, and between the design of this wedge, the angle and everything like that, and this bar right here, it conceals incredibly well. Tenicor is producing purpose-built products. They don't just have a bunch of Kydex in the back room and a vacuum press and some clips and like, hey, why don't we just start selling some holsters, right? These designs are well thought out, they're well designed, and they actually function. And because they're also a training company, they have an idea of what works in real life, right? They're not gonna, give you a clip that's just gonna pop off in a fight. So they're not just putting out, a product just because. These products are really well designed, well thought out, and like I said, check out Tenicor's webpage. They have an outside the waistband and inside the waistband, and now this Velo holster specifically built for Appendix inside the waistband carry.